What's going on, my intergalactic pals? And today, talk about some cards. TCGplayer. I look at TCGplayer from time to time, and they did their top 10 cards that you might want to pick up before the release of Legends of the Force. But before I get into that, hey, make sure you guys check out my other content. I'm making different content as we come along. One of them being mostly gameplay stuff. So if you want to check out some gameplay stuff, I record weekly when I get the opportunity to showcase other decks that people at my locals are playing. And a lot of them play competitively. So getting into it, I'm going to go over what TCGplayer picked and what I kind of agree with and what I don't agree with. And then kind of offshoot to other cards I think that will more likely be more relevant as the game progresses. The first card they talk about is Clone. I've been an avid player in the sense of I think Clone is very useful. For 7, it's 0/0. You may have this unit enter play as a copy of a non-leader, non-vehicle unit that's already in play, except against the clone train and is not unique. I've always liked this card because it was a really good, in a sense, counter to decks that were running Cad Bane. Cad Bane was very prevalent, and it's like, oh man, he's taking all my stuff. Well, I play Clone, I target the Cad Bane, capture the Cad Bane, and get my stuff back. Same thing with like Crate Dragon. They have a Crate Dragon. I want a Crate Dragon. Hey, we got 2 Crate Dragons now. They're saying to buy this before it gets more popular or like price increase. I don't really see it going up in price. It's almost $3.50 for a foil version, $1 for a non-foil. Will it be playable in the new meta? I think yes, only because we got so much more Force units coming out. We got other units with really interesting mechanics that are very playable, especially with the new Darth Vader that's coming out. I think this is very good in any green deck, especially since its only aspect is green. I think it will see some play, but I don't think it's a main deck kind of card. I think it's like a sideboard 2 of. My pick for number 10 would more so be like Evidence of a Crime. Evidence of a Crime is really, really good green for blue. Costs 3. It's take control of an upgrade that costs 3 or less and attach it to an eligible unit of your choice. I think that would be a pretty good pickup, especially since we're going to see more upgrades, or we're going to see people playing different upgrades that are not just pilots. And I will get more into that as we go along. The next card they chose was Plucone, the one that has Ambush and Coordinate rate 3. This has always been a good card. People are running it. Will it see more play? Yes and no. Is it a 9 pick? I wouldn't say it's a 9 pick, only because 1, it was already being played. 2, I think another good pickup instead, Change of Heart. I think Change of Heart is a really good card that's not seeing played. 6, take control of a non-leader unit. At the start of the regroup phase, the owner takes back. But this Change of Heart can be very detrimental in the outcome of a game. You could steal something and then smack into something else. And, kind of 2 for 1 for 6. And you're using your opponent's units in place of your own. Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight from Spark of the Rebellion. It is fairly good right now. It's not seeing a lot of play, but it is still good. It's still around the $40 mark. I 100% agree this is a card that people are going to pick up with the new set coming out. And if you can pick them up, I think they'll probably go up by like $10-15. I know I said this a while back that Lukes were getting cheaper and that Luke will see an increase in play. And I think this is around the time that we're going to see that increase in play. So I do agree with the Luke. The next card they chose was the Force is With Me, which was also from Spark of the Rebellion. If you don't know what the card does, it is you choose a friendly unit, give 2 experience token to it. If you control a Force unit, you also give a shield token to the chosen unit. You may attack with the chosen unit. It's a good card. I don't think people are going to go out of their way and buy mass copies of this card, but I will say you can go with that, or you can look at Sabine's Masterpiece, Crazy Colorful. I think with the new Anakin that we're getting, that allows us to play villainy event cards or non-villainy units at no penalty, and then have Sabine's Masterpiece as well. We have access to all the villainy stuff from card destruction and shields, things like that. And then we still have Sabine's Masterpiece, which will now play into those extra colors. The next card they picked was Ahsoka Tano, Chasing Whispers. When played, an opponent discards a card from their hand. If it's a unit, you may exhaust a unit. I do believe this card will see more play. I think it will see actually a slight increase in price. I don't think it'll go too much, but I think it will go up. I do agree with this pick. Next card they talked about was Sneak Attack. I've always liked Sneak Attack. I think Sneak Attack was always really good. Do I think people are going to buy into it? Probably not. Only because it reduces the cost to 3, and their big thing is like, oh, you could play bigger units for cheap, but you still have to invest those resources. So let's just say Legacy Run, which is a 5 cost, and when defeated, deal 6 damage as you choose among units. So I'm making it 3 less, so I have to pay 4. So I'm playing it 1 turn early rather than next turn. But I can see it still being good and still being bad. Because what if I wanted to sneak attack in the new Darth Vader? Put a shield token on something, swing, kill 2 things, and then, he dies. Sneak attack, good card. I don't think it is. I think what more so we're going to be looking at is, now there are 2 of them. I think we're going to see a lot more now there are 2 of them being played. That's better for 1 more, as long as you control 1 unit. And right now it's fairly cheap, like a near mint foil one sells for like $10. So that's a really good pickup if you can find it, especially on TCGplayer. Not sponsored. I'm just going based on the information that they have here. The next card they talked about was Force Choke. I've always thought Force Choke was a really good card. Will it see play? With Legends of the Force, if everything plays out the correct way, we'll have a good mix of vehicles and non-vehicle units. So Force Choke could be playable. Force Choke couldn't really be played this time around for this set, or last set, because it was all space focused or vehicle focused. And you can't Force Choke a vehicle. Hopefully we get a card that lets us do essentially Force Choke on a vehicle. I think that would be really cool. One of the next things, and I totally agree with this, I saw this a while ago. As soon as I heard Legends of the Force, I knew we were getting a lot more Forced units, Sith, Jedis. I didn't know we were going to touch more on the Republic side of things, Old Republic anyways, but any lightsaber. General Blades is going to go up, have been going up, Fallen lightsabers, Jedi's lightsabers. We got the new lightsabers that are in Legends of the Force. Every lightsaber are going to go up in price, especially for people who are making a lightsaber or like a Force/Jedi deck. So if you have them, hold on to them, or not financial advice, but if you really don't need them, sell them at the peak, which is usually within the first week before the pre-release and the first week after the pre-release. So that by then we kind of have a general idea, I think, of where things will sit. The next card they talked about is Force Lightning. Force Lightning, to me, has always been interesting. I think it's always been good. Will it go up in price? Maybe not. I think it is a good pick, just because Force unit, and it costs 1. They lose all their abilities. Then if you have a Force unit, you may pay any number of resources to deal 2 damage. For each resource paid this way, late game, this can be very powerful. It can take out a very big threat. So essentially for 5 resources, you can kill something or defeat something that has 10 or more HP. The last card they picked was Force Throw. Force Throw has always been good. Force Throw is now going to get way more stronger, and it's not tied to villainy as for Force Choke and Force Lightning, right? Yeah. And so with that, I think that's still a good pickup. I think other cards that will be another good pickup is Darth Vader from Spark of the Republic. or Spark of the Rebellion, Spark of the Republic. And not a bad idea. But it's the one that you could search top 10 cards for a villainy card that cost 3 or less and put into play them each for free. That I think that Darth Vader will be more played because we are getting a lot more cheaper units and they have a little less power but more health, as well as Lone Pike, Dealer in Truths. That is from Shadows of the Galaxy. I think we'll see this being played a lot more as well because on attack you may give a shield token to an enemy unit. If you do, shield token a friendly unit. We got that new Darth Vader that says when attacking, destroy a unit that has a shield counter, and Lone Pikes will be a mix in for that deck, especially a 3-of, because you can smuggle them out for 5. If you can pick them up, pick them up. They're $5 right now. Foils are about $8. But these, I think, are good pickups. Some of them not so much. But hey, just let me know what you guys think. What cards are you interested in? What cards do you think are going to mesh well with some of the newer cards? Do you think the cards I'm picking are good picks? Do you think what TCG players picks are valid picks? Do you think some of them are good? Do you think some of them are bad? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, please like, subscribe, share. It does help me out. And as always, be safe out there in that big galactic world of ours. I'll see you around.